Well, for reaction to the latest in Ace Magashule's asbestos corruption case, we've got legal commentator Sinawo Makangela on speed dial. Sinawo, thank you so much for joining us. Today's proceedings postponed to the 3rd of November. I think the highlight, and I don't know if you saw it really, was the question and answer session that Ace Magashule happily entertained before court.
Good morning, Anika. Good morning to the viewers. Yes, I saw that. I think, as you have indicated earlier on, that is trying to draw the sympathy, is trying to draw the attention of the public. But of course, the good thing is that now the net is closing. Soon, his day in court is getting closer. As you can see, that today the matter was set down for pretrial issues, so that come the trial day, no other issues are cropping up that would cause the trial not to proceed. So the court is trying to put everything so that when the matter is raised, he come and put his side of the story. If he says he's innocent, we'll have to say that in court.
He said several times outside court, Sinawo, that he wants to get into the stand. He wants to tell his side of the story. We have heard that before with Jacob Zuma, and then we've had postponement after postponement due to the so-called Stalingrad approach to court. Do you think that it's likely this case will actually go ahead anytime soon?
No, it is likely. The good thing with this one, Anika, is that it's case managed by the Judge President of the Free State Division, so that once everything is put in place, once all sets of papers have been filed, because now they are dealing with just few things to say, is there anything that you are objecting on? Is there any evidence that you want to bring in an affidavit form? Do you want to respond to that affidavit? Tell us what are the issues that you admit. So that's why all the parties are being put to terms now. Come the 3rd of November, all those outstanding issues would have been filed in the court file, so that when the Judge President allocated the file to a judge that will be presiding over the matter, there is no other issue that will crop up. It's called to case manage the matter, so that once a trial date is set, the matter proceed on the day. There is nothing that will distract those the proceedings from taking place.
Sinawo, could you just please explain to viewers what's meant by pre-trial matters, which is what will happen again on the 3rd of November?
Okay. Basically, it's about the housekeeping issues. You don't come and say, I have a problem with the charge. It does not disclose some elements. Those things must be dealt with before the matter can be said to be trial ready. Because what the court wants is that on the day of the trial, all the side issues, all the issues that have an element of distracting the trial, have an element of causing the trial not to proceed, must be dealt with before the matter can be proceeded with. On the trial day, charges will be put. Once the charges are put, what is expected is that the accused person must respond to the charge, must plead to the charge. Not to say, we don't have a particular information, we don't know who the witnesses are, we don't know who implicates us in this matter, we intend to object. They just want to deal with all those housekeeping issues, so that when the matter is set down, a trial judge just goes straight on trial as the parties have been indicating that they are ready to deal with the trial.
Sinawo, before you go, if you could just explain, with 16 accused and 70 charges, it's likely to be quite a lengthy trial.
It is quite to be a lengthy trial, Anika, because you have heard the prosecutor, because the counsel for the former premier, for Mr. Magashule, says they want the witnesses who implicate him. They want to know who implicate him. And then he says, well, he's got quite a number of witnesses in the matter. So it means really, they will need some time. Usually in the High Court, a judge is allocated for a term, that is a period of 3 months, to run a trial. And possible, because the Judge President is the one who oversees the issue of allocating the matters. But if you can see that this matter would need a period more than that, he can still excuse that judge from all other duties, but to deal with this particular trial, so that he can deal with it to finality. Otherwise, it is likely to be a very long, a lengthy trial.
All right, thank you so much, legal commentator Sinawo Makangela. Thank you so much for explaining those housekeeping details for us.